Hi there, hi young Makotis. Hi, how are you? So I have a question. I came and I lived in Kenya. I've lived here for how many years now? Almost 9 years. And in my living in Kenya, and days that I've lived in Kenya, I've seen a lot of similarities that we have as Swazis and Kenyans. Well, Southern Africans, because I also know Zulus and other tribes in South Africa have quite a similar lifestyle. So my biggest question right now is, in my Swazi culture, the youngest son has to be within the family compound. And I'm just married to the youngest son of this family. And what I came and found here is that when my husband wanted to start building us a house, his parents told him that, well, the only place that you can, or the only space that we are giving you is within our family compound, the extended family compound. And just right behind me is our house. It is very close to our parents' house within the compound. And I was just looking at the cultures, our Kenyan, Kikuyu culture and the Swazi culture and Zulu culture. A lot of similarities, really. I've come to realize that, wow, Africa is quite actually similar, because the youngest son in my culture has to stay within the compound. He's the one that takes care of the parents when they get older. He's the one that him and his wife are the ones that have to be closer to the family. So this is something that I've come to realize and I've just come to appreciate. I have a question for young women and young wives. Would you allow your husband, if you were to allow your husband to build within the family compound, or to build you a house within the extended family? Because I know that a lot of young women would rather not have their homes or their houses within the family compound because of a lot of conflicts within the homes, mother-in-law, sisters-in-law, brothers-in-law, and all of that. How is the situation with you guys? Would you be excited if your husband was like, we are going to build a house within, our compound, and that is where we are going to stay? Well, this is our first house, and this is not our last house, because we are still having some land elsewhere, and we want to go and invest in those other land that we have. But this is the first priority that my husband and I had. As a young couple, we had to make sure that the first house that we build is within our extended family compound. Before we can look out and say we are going to build ourselves homes elsewhere, this is where we had to begin. And I think I'm loving this, kind of setup, similar to my culture. And because I'm married into a good family, I am enjoying this time and I'm having the best time. And right now, a lot of people don't want to come to the village because, as you can see, there's a lot of planting, there's a lot of plowing that happens, a lot of work happens within the family homesteads, and women, young Makotis, are not excited by this kind of work. So are you that kind of Makoti? Let me know. Let us have a chat.